There we go. Yeah. Welcome, replay viewers. Let's let some people tune on in. Welcome to Juan Pablo Duarte Park, here where Church Street, this is where Church Street becomes 6th Avenue. Let's let some people tune on in, then we'll begin our tour. Good to see you, Coney Island Jim. First one in the room. Do a little walk down Hudson River Park here. But first, we'll stare at all the traffic going out to New Jersey. Bloody hell, the traffic back to normal. There's one thing I loved during the pandemic was there was no traffic. Now there's all the traffic in the world. Here on Canal Street here. Where, this is kind of a funny scene here. Good to see you, Castro. Good to see you, Esvaldo. Wepa. Unlimited ear sniffing, yes. Good to see you there, Brian Davis. Welcome. We're gonna walk down the west side of Manhattan. Gotta go for 2 hours today. I wanna go for 2 hours today. I wanna go for 2 hours. And that is a beautiful bike. Love that bike, man. It's gorgeous. All right. It's enjoy a lovely, I wouldn't even call this crisp. It's still warm out here. And in my head, it's still warm. Look at all this traffic going into the Holland Tunnel. Holland Tunnel, named after at the time the director of the port, or the head of the Port Authority. And let me know if the wind's really bad. I'm trying out a new wind muff, which I think is going to work. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be shocked. I'm trying to come up with new, lighter, thinner wind muffs using old throwaway masks that I've been accumulating. So Jim, the mask you gave me for the Tailathon, I have cut that up into pieces. It has gotten its usefulness. Oh, look at this art. Besides this art over here, which is kind of messed up. But look at this thing. I never noticed this thing when I was working here. Look at this thing. It's like Tetris. It's like Tetris up there. Is that plastic? I want to say that's plastic. Let's see. Yeah, it's plastic. Oh, it looks cool. It's like Tetris. It's like Tetris in real life. That's cool. And then I used to work right down over there. That's when Bike and Roll had their offices over there and inside the back of a bike shop. And then there's number 1 World Trade Center. There is 80 Leonard Street, also known as the Jenga Building. And now this is Varick Street right here. Bloody hell, it's gonna totally help. This corner here is a little tight here. So for my own safety, I'm gonna cross at the light here further up. Because that light on that corner is totally Shadesville. And I have many a story to tell you about this area because I've had so many tour stories to tell you guys about this neighborhood. So many. One of my all-time favorite tour guide stories happens right around the corner from here. So when we get there, I will tell you about it. Okay, I think I have the light. Yes, I do. A museum that not a lot of people know about, the Jackie Robinson Museum. They do not look open. Oh, wait, this is the museum that never opened. This is the museum that was supposed to open in 2019 and it never opened. And it's a shame. Opening in 2019. Yeah, I wonder what happened to this. I don't think this opened, or it opened for a brief period. Anyway. That's where the Jackie Robinson Museum is. Now, as we turn the corner here, back onto Canal. Oh, my hot dog vendor isn't here. I was hoping to see my hot dog. I became friends with the hot dog vendor, which was right here. He was such a nice guy. On really hot days when I worked, fun fact, on really hot days when I worked, he would give me a free water, and on some days even a Gatorade. That's how nice he was. But then I will repay him by telling all my customers or all my guests, so if you need a drink of water or something like that, go there and get it. Oh, getting some tips, trying to make that money. Okay, that's a first. Good to see you, Gail, out there in Tucson, Arizona, getting the air conditioning. I heard it's hot out there. As I break out my really hardcore Brooklyn accent. We're gonna walk down the West Side Highway today. Traffic. All this New Jersey traffic is back. We're not that far from Kanye's house. We're not that far from Jay-Z and Beyonce's house. They live in this area here. It's called Tribeca. Tribeca means triangle below Canal Street. Not even really a triangle. It's some other shape other than a triangle. But on this corner right here, this intersection right here, this is where I used to lead my bike tour from right around the corner back there. I would come around the corner here on the sidewalk. And actually, I'll show you the entrance to the Holland Tunnel since we're here. But I led many a bike tour from right here. So here is the entrance to the Holland Tunnel. And then I used to start my tours right there where those doors are open, actually. But I would bring my tour around, and the whole thing was to try to avoid this little spot right here. But we have no choice. We had to cross this way over here to get our way over safely to the bike lane over on the west side. But I was bringing my crew. I had a interesting tour of people from Denmark, and they were all in their 50s and the 60s. And this will be great if some of these guys hit me with their cars when I have the light, because this is a really sketchy intersection right here. Oh yeah, it's terrifying to ride with this traffic down here is scary, even for me, a seasoned cyclist. But as you see, as we just crossed right there, I would take my tour across that crosswalk right there, and I had this tour of people from Denmark. They were all in their 50s and 60s, and when we crossed this street here, there was this young little blonde girl walking with this gigantic black guy, and it was none other than Taylor Swift with her security detail. And I kind of whispered to my group. I said, "Hey guys, look, it's Taylor Swift." And nobody knew who she was. Nobody knew who she was. So as I walked behind her, I started whistling the song Shake It Off. She turns around, gives me a smile. I say, "Keep up the great music." And then she moves on to her way, and I go my way with my bikes. And I will never forget that. And she's a tiny little thing. But they had no idea who she was. It was amazing. I was like, "You don't know who Taylor Swift is?" But then again, they're from Denmark. They're in their 40s and 50s. So it was a little bit of, that tour was skewing a little bit older. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk straight down Canal Street here. And I wanna see if this motorcycle helmet is still there. There is a kind of a setup of a memorial for a motorcycle rider, and it's basically a helmet on a pole in the middle of the intersection. So let's see if it's still there. As water comes flooding down from above, there must be water in the trees up there. As water comes cascading down. Water cascading down the building here. Very interesting. All right. I love how you got like a lot of these new buildings interspersed with these really, really old buildings. The little 2-3 story buildings, they date back as old as the 1840s, 1850s in this area. So pretty quaint architecture. And I like how on every single roof, almost every single roof, we got trees up there. Lots of lovely rooftop gardens in this neighborhood. Then we come across the streets. And there's another one down there. Now, I don't know what it's like to live in this neighborhood, to be honest. I wouldn't know what it's like to live in this neighborhood. Very expensive. I know Tony Roma went in on a townhouse around here, and not that far from Gwyneth Paltrow's house. I think she still lives in there. She bought that back in the day with Chris Martin from Coldplay when they were married. But now we're coming up to West Street, the West Side Highway. And this is a tricky little spot right here if you have a bicycle tour. I took some very seasoned bicyclists through this area here, and some of them were like terrified. They're like, I can't believe we did that. And I'm like, yep, that's why y'all with me. That's one of my more favorite reactions, is of that feeling of elation and accomplishment and being like, did I just do that? Oh, this is funny. Little Netflix ad up here. We're only a one-way story. Okay. I guess that applies for YouTube also. Bloody hell, okay. Somebody just leaning on their horn over there. Bloody hell. And I'm already sweating, by the way. Jim telling me to bundle up. I'm already sweating. I am already sweating already. And we're barely 12 minutes into the walk here. All right, so let's see if this memorial is still here. Doesn't look like it is. It might be on the traffic island further down. It might be on the traffic island further down. Welcome to West Streets. So the original coastline of Manhattan used to come up to about the second or third lane right here from the parking lane. And then everything past that, so everything past that is all landfill. Some of it dates back all the way to the British era. By the end of the British era, this is how far up the city comes up. Canal Street, yes, there was a canal along Canal Street. There was a little pond called the Collect Pond, and that was the city's first source of fresh drinking water. And they had to drain the pond because the pond became a polluted source of filth and disease. So they had to drain it. So they built the canal along what is today Canal Street, all the way to the west side, all the way to the east side. And then they literally pushed in two large hills that were in the area to fill it up. Later on, that area becomes the 5 Points. Check out the replay if you want to see that, because we walked around there a couple days ago. A little bit of haze in the sky from the smoke, it looks like. Is the chat on? I think the chat is on, Osvaldo. I guess y'all are just so enthralled with what you're seeing here on the screen. It's an amazing, amazing scene here of traffic and waiting for a light. Yeah, see, I don't have the light yet, so let me just wait. This amazing scene here of waiting for a light. I want to say I have the light now, so let me go. Bloody hell! Really going? All right. Now look at this lovely human being. Of course. Does anyone want to take a bet on where this Jeep is from? Who wants to say this Jeep is from New Jersey? Let's see if this Jeep is from New Jersey. Oh no, it's a New York State Jeep. Not good. She should know better. Now I gotta keep my head on a swivel here as I cross the bike lane. Because as you see, the bikes come at a good clip over here. Probably one of the best bike lanes in the city, in my personal opinion. Linking so many different neighborhoods. And here we are, Hudson River. Good to see you, Miss Blee. Welcome. There it is. Wow, you can see the haze in the sky from all the smoke. Wow. Oh, we got a cool piece of art over here too.
That the number of times that you
look at that sky. Oh, good. I came out here on a good day. It's so nice and chill over here. If you've seen a Casey Neistat vlog, no doubt you have seen this area here, because he used to live like right over there. But he would always come down here and always do his electric skateboard. And I want to thank everyone for giving me a thumbs up. I want to thank you for giving me a thumbs up right now. Let me know you care. And if you're watching this on replay, welcome. I want you to know that I want to thank you for giving me that thumbs up. Even the people give me a thumbs down. But you can really see the haze in the sky. Wow. You like the design on the ground here? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. That's what your sky looked like a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, I'm amazed how many people do not believe the smoke has made it all the way over here to the West Coast. Everyone's saying it's fake news and everything. And it's like, come on, guys. This has happened before. This has happened with volcanoes further away than the West Coast, for goodness sake. But let them believe what they want to believe. I don't care. As we walk now towards World Trade Center, Hudson River Park begins construction in 1998, and I believe it was 1974. A big chunk of what was the elevated highway called the West Side Highway collapsed at around Gansevoort Street, the beginning of the Highline Park today. And it wasn't on the Highline structure, it was a separate structure that was to the west of what is today the Highline. And a car and a truck fell through the roadway. So finally by the 90s, they begin to bring everything together and begin getting the money together for what is today Hudson River Park. That's where we're technically walking through right now. Hudson River Park opens up in sections. The first section opens up in 2013, and then the full park was realized by about 2018, 2017. I know I could be off by a year or two there. And this park goes from about Cortlandt Street all the way up to the passenger ship terminal up at 50th Street. Of course, the park, or the pathway, continues all the way up going up to 191st Street in the Cloisters, Fort Tryon Park. Good to see you, Jazz Dog. Welcome. Welcome, Jazz Dog. Hopefully the wind is not too bad. How's the wind, guys? Do we have crazy loud wind noise? Let me know. 'Cause I am trying a new wind muff here. Jumping out here, just like down in Brooklyn. Everyone comes down to the waterfront here. Only spot where there's lots of people. That's why you got to wear a mask. Your shirt will be shipped on Thursday. Fantastic. Thank you so much for buying the shirt. Oh, they're yelling. Oh my God, Rod J Beer Ventures. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Good to see you, Rod. Everyone follow Rod J Beer Ventures. Great YouTuber doing beer reviews. If Nebul is in the house, give Nebul a follow. Great YouTuber in the south of France. All the friends are coming in. We're just walking down the west side today, checking out that sunset. As the children yell at me. The children. And whenever I say children, I am referring to the movie Rockers. Children. Yeah, good to see you too, man. Yeah, nice day for a walk. It feels a lot cooler down here along the waterfront. Very relaxing. As the runners run and I walk. Over there is the downtown boathouse. I don't know if you can see all those canoes over there. Downtown boathouse. You could go canoeing for absolutely free in normal times. Unfortunately, they're not open as of late. But in normal times, you could go canoeing for free in the Hudson River. Don't worry, it is safe. It is safe to canoe in the Hudson River, or kayak in the Hudson River. Water is pretty clean, so as clean as it was about 150 years ago. So if you fall in the water, you won't grow a third eye. As we look right at the World Trade Center, I'm thinking once we get down to the World Trade Center, we might do a little loop around Lower Manhattan. Exactly. If Jamie could swim in it, it's safe. And the great Jamie Monahan, over 7 days, she swam 7 times around the island of Manhattan recently. Check out her Instagram to see those pictures. And she swam, in 7 days, she swam 199 miles. In the Hudson River, in the East River, in the Harlem River, and in New York Harbor. And I think she also did the Liberty swim this year, where she swam from the Statue of Liberty to the North Cove of the World Financial Center. Yeah, beer reviews. You gotta follow Rajay Beer Ventures. He has the best beer reviews on there. The water used to glow in the dark. Yeah, back in the day. Maybe in the 70s. Maybe in the 70s. So here's the winery place. I had a tour actually pay me to go here, and I got to drink wine, and they told me the worst thing. They said the worst thing to me, which is drink as much as you want. And luckily for me, it was a walking tour. But this is where we ended our tour, was here at the winery, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get drunk now for free, and I did. And the people did not seem to mind because I had plenty of stories to tell them about New York City. Actually, I got a really good review for that one. I remember my managers being like, "You did whatever you said and did. You did a good job." Oh, so sad. Oh, boo. Downtown Boathouse, unfortunately, can't get a boat. But the downstairs portion of the winery looks open. That's good. Robinson Lopez, Boa Noite, Brazil. Let's see, can I walk out here? I think I'm going into the bar over here. Yes, I'm going into the bar over here, so let's go around. Boa Noite, Brazil. I want to thank you. Let's look at this one more time before we go. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for tuning on in and giving me that big thumbs up. Good to see you, Matt Sully. Welcome. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. Let's continue on. By the way, that is the ventilation shaft for the Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel's air completely regenerates or replaces itself once every 90 seconds. There we go. Gimbal acting weird. I think, yeah, there's some kind of Bluetooth device in the area trying to attach to the Bluetooth here to the gimbal. Hey, look at that. Okay. All right. It works enough. It works good enough now. It's freaking out on me though. Bloody hell, it's freaking out. What happens is I have a little green light here on the gimbal, and when it wants to connect to Bluetooth, there's a second light that turns on, a blue light that turns on, and that blue light is blinking sporadically. And when it does that, something weird is trying to connect to it. But we're down here, Hudson River Park. We're gonna explore the piers. We're gonna see the scene down here. Oh, no kayaking. Volvo Tango, good to see ya. Welcome. That's not real pizza. Yeah, the air shaft has always been there. When did the Holland Tunnel open? You know, I used to know this right off my back, and I'm forgetting now when the Holland Tunnel opened up. I want to say the 1920s. But that air shaft has always been there. Never changed. Let's walk out onto Pier 26 here. See what's cooking. Right, or is it closed? It's closed. Okay, so the whole pier is closed. Okay, no wonder there's nobody out there. We'll go to the next one. Good to see you there, Josh. I am on the west side of Manhattan now. I'm on West Street, #1 World Trade Center right there. We're walking south from Canal Street, and we're walking in Hudson River Park. walk all around, I think. I think we're going to go all around Lower Manhattan and whatnot today. And kind of wander around. That's right. Thank you so much, Rod. Chrissy, good to see you, Chrissy. I am honored for being your first super chat. Welcome. Just walking around downtown here. On Pier 25 here. At least the water features are open and the playground's open. I'm on the west side. This is the west side of Manhattan. I'm just south of the Holland Tunnel. I'm just north of the World Trade Center. Just north of Chambers Street. I'm south of the High Line. We were at the High Line yesterday. But all of this did not exist 20 years ago. The first section of the Hudson River Park opens up in 2003. Construction of the Hudson River Park began in 1998. And I remember those days before Hudson River Park when it was all parking lots and prostitutes and garbage. Now, evidently, on Pier 40, I was looking up some interesting facts about Hudson River Park. Up on Pier 40, which is just to the north from where I am right now, evidently there was like a club there, and there was a 40-foot long iguana. There was a club on a pier, and there was a 40-foot long iguana. And I looked for pictures of the iguana so I could show it here on the stream, but I couldn't find a clear enough one to just be able to show you. Everything I found was really small and pixelated. Or actually newspaper photo, so it was like all not very clear. Yeah, passing by we have a little skate park here. Here's a little volleyball court. All these piers have nice little amenities here for everyone to enjoy. Great to see you, Deborah. Welcome. Wow, was that a sticker on that bike, on this bike rack saying you can't lock up your bike overnight? Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's a first. I've never seen this before. No overnight storage from 1 to 6 in the morning. That's kind of amazing. Can't look up your bike here overnight. I know some of these piers close. Oh, and we're on there. This is Pier 25. So, Pier 25 it just opened, or was just about to open, with some of these amenities completed when September 11th, 2001 happened. When 9/11 happens, the first way they got rid of the debris from the World Trade Center was they trucked it. And when they trucked it, the trucks had to drive through Brooklyn and then eventually make their way out to Staten Island. But they realized that they could reactivate Fresh Kills landfill and they could use barges. So they kind of haphazardly paved over some of the completed sections here for trucks. And almost all the material from the World Trade Center left this pier and made its way out to Staten Island. So the sun has haze around it. Yeah, it made it all the way across the country, Rod. It made it kind of amazing that smoke made it all the way across the country. I remember this happening before, though, a few years ago. Bienvenue, Nebul, bienvenue. Thanks for staying up late with me out there in the south of France. Just walking around here. Beautiful out here. 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So the weather is lovely. It's a little bit of a breeze in the air, so if the wind noise gets a little bit loud, I'm sorry about that. Get our first view of Liberty right here. Statue of Liberty. Exactly. Yeah, Mount St. Helens had happened, and I know there was another. Remember in the Philippines they had that big volcano that went off, and the smoke made it all the way around the world. I remember that. But here we are, a very peaceful spot here. Pier 25. Bloody hell, what is up with this thing today? It's trying to connect to something again. This gimbal is... There's clearly some kind of Bluetooth infrastructure around here that is pissing off the gimbal royally right now. I took a nap on these chairs once. The last Liberty to Freedom swim I photographed, I had to get out here at like 5 in the morning. And I had the whole pier to myself. And we launched from right here. It looks like they're about to launch themselves. Chris MG's in the house. Good to see you, Chris. The Montserrat volcano. That might be before my time. No, there was one in the Philippines, and like the whole world got affected by it. Like in I think 1989. Wow, really chilling out over there. No doubt I'll get the copyright. But we're on the pier here. This is Pier 25. And you see this is where people like to park their yachts and whatnot. Oh, it's always fun, Rod. Always fun doing the radio show over on Twitch. Might do that. Might do a radio show tomorrow. Or I might just come back out to Manhattan and walk somewhere here in Manhattan again. I think this is day number 5. I've done a live stream every day for the last 5 days. Yeah, Jersey is right behind me right now. Anyway, but yeah, Jersey is right across the river from us. Give you an idea of where we're at. Statue of Liberty, right there. Ellis Island is right there. Liberty State Park and the Central Rail Terminals right there. This is Jersey City, New Jersey, right here. And further up is Hoboken and Weehawken, New Jersey. We're gonna get some more views. But like I said, if you've ever seen a Casey Neistat vlog, you've probably seen this pier. You've probably seen this spot right here. So back when Casey was doing regular vlogging every day, he would always come out here. This is the Borough of Manhattan Community College right there. You can see a lot of great skyscrapers from right here, actually. So there's your Woolworth Building, New York by Frank Gehry, #1 World Trade Center right there. I know, he's been I saw this video from today of why he quit, which was like, I knew why he quit. I don't blame him for wanting to spend more time with his kids and his family. I don't blame him for doing that. Because if you watch that daily vlog every day, and I pretty much watched that thing every day, there were a few times when he was clearly having issues with his family because he was doing that. You know, when you do such cinematic flight of vlogs like that, that takes up a lot of time. Say out of Woolworths, oh brother, we're okay. Yeah, three vlogs in a row so far. That's right. Yeah, the schedule was crazy. Think about it. He films during the day and he edited in the morning. He will get up at like 4 in the morning and edit. Which I had to do that last month, where I had to get up in the morning to edit something, and that's not fun. The process is fun, but it's tiring, it's time consuming. And you're likely to mess up too because you're just waking up. Funny line from a movie. Yeah, I'm glad to check that out. I haven't seen Oh Brother, We're Out There in a while. In front of us, where some of the smartest high school kids go to school, Stuyvesant High School. It's right there in front of us. goes the gimbal again. So in this section right here, I know it's about 25 to 30 feet deep, but I know when you get out into the Hudson River itself, you get as deep as 90 feet. I know the deepest parts of the Hudson River, and that's because I was on a boat with radar, got around to about 92, 94 feet deep. Actually, the flow of the river is so strong that they're worried that there was going to be too little stuff, too little land, if you will, or dirt on top of the Holland Tunnel, and it was going to expose it. But I think they remedied that. I think they dredged up some river bottom and placed it on top of the bridge. I know parts of the East River have that same issue. The split between the high and low tide, depending on the year and the moon cycle, could vary anywhere between 8 to 16 feet. We have a similar tidal flow to the Bay of Fundy up in Canada. I actually took a dip in this water, which is, it's brackish water. It's not the best water to swim in, but I took a little dip in that water. You saw the skate park on Google? I don't know how many times Casey Neistat used that skate park here. Yeah, thanks a lot, Moon. Nice little spot here to chill out. Look at this. Very eerie looking sky with it all hazy like that. Very eerie looking sky. Coming up on Chambers Street now. I think we're going to follow the waterfront at first, and then we'll make our way across Lower Manhattan, and we'll go say hello to statues, and we'll talk to statues and look like a crazy person, because why not? It's like crossing a roadway here with all the joggers. Hey, it's gorgeous, right, cowgirl? Good to see you. Welcome to Lower Manhattan. We're about to enter Battery Park City. Everything to the right-hand side of the picture. So all the buildings on the right-hand side in this area over here are all built on landfill created by the original construction of the World Trade Center. When they built the Twin Towers in 1968 to 1973, they had to dig down some 70 feet to bedrock. And the process removed 2.3 million cubic yards of dirt and debris. And basically they just built some coffer dams and placed all the dirt right there. And very expensive, very expensive. I always love talking to statues, yes. Very expensive. We're actually not going to be that far from Leonardo DiCaprio's house. He lives downtown over here in Battery Park City. These joggers here are funny, man. These joggers out here are funny. But I would say a studio apartment will probably, depending on if you have a view or not, will probably start out in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And that's for a studio. Casey Neistat used to live in a building that was pretty much next door to the Hotel Conrad, or the Conrad Hotel, said it backwards. And this, honestly, this will be the only neighborhood I would live in here in Manhattan, because it does get a little bit more quiet and more peaceful on this side of West Street. A little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed. I am a book of knowledge. That's why I gotta do these live streams. It keeps my brain fresh for being a tour guide. It keeps my brain fresh. That's why this is day number 5. I want to do maybe a month, right? Do a month of a video every day. Yes, it is a lot. Yes, it is. Had a 3-bedroom before K in Orange County. That makes sense. Doing great, cowgirl. Doing great. Beautiful weather out here. Nice and crisp. It was luxury, right? You had some amenities. This is Roosevelt Park we're coming into. And this is where we did one year, one of the MP3 experiments happened right here. And check out my replays. I forgot what number, I forgot which MP3 experiment it was, but it was right out here on Roosevelt Park. Hello, Blondie, welcome. Oh, there's a cool some little art here. Look at this. I like this. One small ask. Can you please wear a mask? One small layer. Is that like homemade too? Oh, no, okay, that's from the park. They placed it there. I'm about to say, I thought somebody on their own placed that there. Nice out here today. Really peaceful and nice out here. Ooh, is that art? Ooh, do I see art? Ah, we got art. Yay. Gotta check out the art. Gotta check out. Look at some jet skiers. Got some jet skiers out there in the Hudson River. Hudson River's flowing north right now. So it looks like we got the tide coming in. All right, let's check out the art. Let's check out the art. What is this? What is this thing here? Oh, they have these things over in Battery Park also. These little, here, let me go on the other side of this thing here. You can see the light come through. We're gonna see these a little bit further down. Ooh. Little prisms. And then there's another one down on the grass over there. Let's go to the other one on the grass over there. You know, it's the some funny after effects of this COVID thing is a lot of art that was supposed to be temporary has been here since March. So no doubt this art piece was placed here in February or March and was supposed to be long gone already. But we had an MP3 experiment right out here. I miss going to those. They got too popular. It was fun doing the live stream though, where we were listening to it and not participating in it. That was kind of fun. And then we remember when we ran down in Brooklyn Bridge Park, we ran down that whole mess of people and probably gave high fives to a couple of hundred people at once. Yeah, Jersey City does look cool. Jersey City's nice. Hoboken's like Brooklyn, but in New Jersey. Hoboken has a very Brooklyn vibe to it. Look how mesmerizing that looks. Ooh. Ooh. And then, see what a nice park this is. Nice spot to chill out and watch the people. All right. So now we continue along. And we have, of course, stories. Because it wouldn't be a live stream if we didn't have many a story to tell. Kind of stay out of the runners and the joggers. There's a little tight spot right here. This is where all the joggers and the runners come, and also bicycles. Even though bicycles here, you got to yield to everyone. Some people like to hold speed through here, which is not the best thing to do. I've had a few close calls right here, doing leading tours. I've actually had runners curse me out, being like, "How dare you take a tour down here?" The best though was we're gonna stop at the North Cove in a little bit, and I was giving my speech that I'm about to give you guys in a few moments, and a jogger got a police officer over and said, "How dare he have these 10 bicycles riding down the street with him?" And the cop asked me for my tour guide license. I showed him my tour guide license. I think it's like, oh, he's doing his job. He's not doing anything wrong. Does it rain here? Of course. Oh, does it flood here? It floods here all the time. And it did flood here during Hurricane Sandy, and I do have a Hurricane Sandy story to tell you guys. Yeah, that was a ping pong table. That was a ping pong table for the public. The Solaire, there you go, 2-bedroom for $7K. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. The thirst drove me down to the water where I drank the moon's reflection. Bert Kebab. Rumi, version by Colesman Marks. Oh, okay. Okay. Makes sense. We continue on. So we have here a ferry terminal coming up. And that little pier further down, that ferry terminal, you can take boats to Weehawken and Hoboken, New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey, Liberty State Park. Yeah, that's about right for 2K. And Solaire is a nice building. Solaire is like a modern, that's why you want to live down here. All the buildings down here are like modern buildings. They have like high-speed internet, and actually a requirement. Here's a pool table, by the way. Here's a pool table that anyone could use. But you're looking up apartments, yeah. So yeah, lots of ferry. You can take some ferries from here. I remember having to take this when I worked in Jersey City, New Jersey. So now, I'm going to show you how these buildings kind of mix together. This is an apartment building. That's 200 West Street. That's an office building. Right here, this is an apartment building. And then that's an apartment building. And then down there, this is the commodities exchange. I said requirements. Yeah, no, what was I talking? I know I was talking about something else and I completely blanked out on it. But it does flood down here when we get our hurricanes and whatnot. Yes, Osvaldo. That's why we have taken down the curb.
Wait, so what does 11 mean?
Apartments and require. Apartments are expensive. Another 7.7 for a 2-bedroom. Wow. You used to get your own bathroom. 2 bathrooms is nice. All right, the requirements for building apartments down here. All the buildings had, since we're on a floodplain and since we're on landfill here, all the apartments and the office buildings have 2 systems for power, communications, and water distribution. So in case there is a massive flood like during Hurricane Sandy, you won't lose electricity, you won't lose water pressure, you'll won't lose gas service and stuff like that, and internet. So what was funny was after Hurricane Sandy, when everything below 34th Street had no power, this was the only spot south of 34th Street that had power, and people had running water, and even up on like the 25th floor, people still had running water and cable TV, and I will tell you a fun story about that when we get to the South Cove of Battery Park City. But first, I completely forgot we were going to walk past this. I like these. Let it be said, while in the midst of horror, we fed on beauty, and that, my love, is what sustained us. Okay. These are funny little poems here. All right, let's go over to the Irish Hunger Memorial here. This is like crossing a street with cars. Yeah, I'm about 2 blocks away from the World Trade Center right now. But right here, the Irish Hunger Memorial. And it looks like it's closed. But this is a little piece of Ireland right here in Lower Manhattan. This was actually dedicated about 2 months before September 11th. And there's number 1 World Trade Center right there. So let's get around to the front of it here. And I can actually also show you where Casey Neistat used to live, because we're across the street from his old apartment building. See, everyone's along the waterfront. Everybody, for the most part, is along the waterfront, enjoying the cool breeze and the sunshine and the sunset. All right, so the Conrad, it's right here. It's at the Conrad Hotel. And Casey Neistat used to live in that building right there, but way up there, like further up. He had a Riverview apartment. And why he moved from there to Venice, I have no idea. But then again, Venice, California, probably the only place in Los Angeles that I liked was Venice. But here is the Irish Hunger Memorial. All this grass and plantings are imported from Ireland. And let me see if I can show you a rock. They're little rocks. There's a pathway that winds through here. And along the pathway, there are rocks with county names on them. And we can't see them, but trust me, there are county names on these flags, like County Cork and County Kerry. And when you get to the top of that, there's a really cool view. What is that? What's what building? This is the Conrad Hotel. This is an apartment building down here that Casey Neistat, the vlogger, used to live in. This is number 1 World Trade Center. That is 200, the curved building, 200 West Street. That is the global headquarters of American Express. This is the World Financial Center, and the building closest to us is where Merrill Lynch is. I do not know who's the anchor tenant in the other building over there, World Financial Center. This building right here, this is the Commodities Exchange, where they exchange commodities. I know a lot of that stuff is not operational right now. A lot of, residential real estate all depends on where you're at, because places like New Jersey and like Nassau County are seeing a large influx of people move into the area. But also places like Brooklyn, like in my neighborhood, prices are going up because it's a quiet neighborhood, still in the city, still have subway access. But places in Manhattan aren't doing too good. Like the Village is not doing that great. Prices are falling in the Village, and also in Midtown, especially Midtown East. A lot of residential real estate is beginning to fail in Midtown East. But more importantly, the biggest problem here in the city, thanks to COVID, is commercial real estate. Commercial real estate across the whole 5 boroughs is hurting really bad, because companies are realizing that half of their workers could just work from home and they don't have to spend money on rent. Yeah, these are tall buildings. You just saw number 1 World Trade Center, tallest building in New York City, at 1,776 feet tall. So here is the ferry terminal that floats. It's like crossing a roadway here with all the joggers. I feel like I'm crossing West Street. Oh, the Commodities Exchange. Almost had an opportunity to work in there. Now we're here right at the perfect time. Just spoke with somebody at NBC who said that he doesn't expect. Yeah. I when I was on that 3-hour Zoom conversation, Jim, that seemed to be the consensus that we're going to be lucky if we begin to fully come out of this thing next summer. So let's see. This YouTube, I think it's going to be my only source of income for the foreseeable future. All right, coming up to the... What is Battery Park? Is it a sports team? Battery Park is an area here in Lower Manhattan. Battery Park is a park that is mostly built on landfill. It's where you pick up your tickets to go to the Statue of Liberty. And yeah, it is an area here in New York City. Yes, next summer, next summer. This seems to be the consensus going around with a lot of people, that it's going to be next summer when stuff really gets back to normal. There's your setting sun right now. There is your setting sun. There is the New Jersey Central Rail Terminal, which I can't get a shot of right now, as the Bluetooth goes crazy once again. And as we look over here, Statue of Liberty right over there, and there is the whatchamacallit, Ellis Island. The gimbal's flipping out again. Let me see, reset it here. There we go. Yeah, there's the setting hazy sun. So we are here at the North Cove of the World Financial Center and Battery Park City. And if you've seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, this is where Leonardo DiCaprio has his party on the yacht, is right here. Now, did people get out of my corner there? We have another poem. You come to America, scrubbed almost clean, but infected with memory and bellows of broiling spices in the kitchen long ago. Okay, that's odd. All right. Oh my God, Josh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thanks for paying my MetroCard to come out here. Oh, this is a funny one. I am New York City. Here's my brain of hot sauce. Take my face. Take my face of stink bombs, my star-spangled banner of hot dogs, and take of my beard, June. So what the freak am I reading here? And approach me through life, approach me through death, approach me through my widow's peak, through my split ends, my oh, okay. Jane Cortez wrote this. Okay. There you go. That's right. Castle Clinton, the battery of cannons. As the sun goes right behind the Merrill Lynch building. And then we can see the Colgate clock just turned on. The old Colgate soap factory used to be there. And that clock was on top of the factory building. Today it's a park called Colgate Park. And then here is the North Cove of the World Financial Center. When the twin towers of the World Trade Center collapsed on September 11, 2001, some 120,000 people are rescued to safety from right here. If you can imagine, boats lined up all along the seawall here. All kinds of boats, tugboats and ferries and whatnot, and they ferried people across the island to New Jersey. It was one of the largest boat lifts in peacetime after World War II. Kind of amazing. With the Jade Bar. Yeah, it's a great story. One of my favorite stories of September 11. And then there's shot where this flotilla began to evacuate people, and the wind was just coming out of the west, and this little cove right here was in sunlight, and our internet is unstable right now. Oh no, let me keep moving. My internet is unstable. Hang in there. We got some kind of, oh yeah, look at that. We got some kind of a thing. Okay, hold on folks. Probably can't hear me. Let me get to a stable area with internet. Let me keep moving here. Internet's unstable. The gimbal is flipping out on me right now. We could hear me. Okay, you guys could hear me? All right, cool. Just learned about the ferries on 9/11 last year. Yeah, it's not a great documentary. Yeah, sorry about the internet, folks. There's some kind of a system set up here now. I just gotta get away from it, and I think I'll be fine. So hang in there, folks. It's Looking at the Winter Garden right now. I don't know if you can see that. All right. Wow, this internet's unstable all around here. Okay. These are like the best spots down here too. I wonder why the internet's so messed up down here. All right, let me get on the other side of these buildings here. Maybe that will remedy the situation. I like this Prism Live app. It tells me when the internet's all messed up. Bloody hell, okay. Everything's flipping out now. The gimbal's flipping out again. And once I start these things, I completely lose track of time. I want to say it's 6:30. All right, I want to say it's 6:30 right now. Okay, we're back. We are back full strength. All right, let's see if we can see the Berlin Wall. 6:33, there we go. Thank you so much for the time check. So in 2002, the mayor of Berlin came down here and donated a piece of the Berlin Wall to the city of New York. Here is the police memorial right over there. We have lost more police to COVID than to September 11th. Fun fact, or sad fact, really. Good to see you, boss. Out there in Dundee. Oh, this is new. This little structure here is new. Give me a little shortcut to show you guys the Berlin Wall. I always find it amazing that here we are. We're now one block to the west. We're just one block to the west of the World Trade Center. And here is a piece of the Berlin Wall. A lot of people don't even know it's here. But this section of the wall was near Potsdamer Platz. In November 2004, the 15th anniversary of the dismantling of the Berlin Wall, this piece of the wall was donated to Battery Park City. Oh, sorry, so this section of the wall was between Potsdamer Platz and Liebsbreiger Platz. They were not exposed to the west outer wall, but were part of the inner wall that was designed to prevent East Germans from entering the west. This was part of the outer wall called the Death Strip. And as we come around here, we have a very interesting piece of this side of the wall always freaked me out, as clearly they weren't able to do as much on this side as on the other side. This is no doubt the more dangerous side of the wall. So now what we're going to do is we're going to walk over to the World Trade Center. Let's walk over to the World Trade Center. Because the World Trade Center is right over here. So now this is always a fun thing. If you ever come down here, if you look at number 4 World Trade Center, you can see the reflection of number 1 World Trade Center in it from this perspective. Number 4 World Trade Center on the right-hand side, number 3 World Trade Center to the left. Kind of a fun thing that I know they did on purpose. But now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of saunter and zigzag through Lower Manhattan, because I think the signal gets a little bit more dodgy if we stay along the waterfront over there. But we are going to return to the waterfront. We're going to return to the South Cove here in a second. But first, let's wander through World Trade really quick. Yeah, exactly. You got Ireland and Germany in a 10-minute walk. Yes. You got Ireland and Germany. Look at that. Kind of amazing. Kind of amazing how we do it here on these live streams. As I pass underneath the footbridge here, Brookfield Place and World Financial Centers. And I do not like calling them Brookfield Place. It would always be the World Financial Center to me. And I think the buildings themselves, the office buildings, are still called 1, 2, 3, and 4 World Financial Center. But here we are. Here's the World Trade Center. If you want to see what it looks like inside Memorial Plaza, check out my replay from a few days ago. We saw the tribute in light from many, many different perspectives. Today we're just going to kind of say hello to it from across the way here. Because we're going to make our way now to the South Cove of the World Trades of Battery Park City. There we go. Here's number 1 World Trade right there. And actually, you got construction site across the way over there. You see that where that big red crane is? That's going to be the Performing Arts Center to the World Trade Center eventually. Gotta keep my head on a swivel around here. And here's the last surviving piece. This is the last surviving piece of the original World Trade Center. Here's a footbridge that was built here in 1989 to link up the World Financial Center with the parking lot. And over there at that parking lot, that's where the old Greek Orthodox Church was. Oh my God, Blondie with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Blondie. You have bought me my subway ticket home, and you have bought me a beer. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's walk down Leonardo DiCaprio's block here. He lives right around the corner from here. And we'll see how the signal is when we get over there. But this is West Street right here. Back along West Street. Some people still call it West Side Highway, but it's more akin to a boulevard. Tracy Taylor, good to see you. Spokesman looking like he's having a grand old time out there in the Magic Kingdom today. Yeah, it's knocking on his door. He's buddy. Oh, really? He's buddies with Joey Coney Island, so I dislike him. Okay. Joey Coney Island. Okay, I'm Joe Sitt. All right, yeah. Screw, yeah, F Joe Sitt. I didn't know Leonardo DiCaprio was friends with Joe Sitt. With Blight for Spite Joe Sitt. Nobody calls him Coney Island Joe. Nobody calls him Coney Island Joey. Nobody does that. He made that up himself for the Zipper documentary. He made that up for the Zipper documentary completely. Really? How did I not know that, Jim? How did I not know that? That's like a revelation right there. He tried to buy the... Leonardo DiCaprio and Joe Sitt tried to buy the Wonder Wheel back in a few years back. That's crazy. That's not cool. Now you're gonna see how we're gonna get just one block in here from West Street, and it's gonna get very quiet. Oh, it's not public knowledge. Oops. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's an exclusive right there. That's something I did not know. And Jim is the authority of Coney Island. Trust me on that when I say that. If you've ever seen any kind of advertisement from Luna Park, it probably was Jim's video or pictures. So, is this pizza place still here? Here's the D'Agostino, and there's the pizza place. You didn't hear anything. Yeah, no, you didn't hear anything. So, how many weeks after September 11th I went to this pizza place here? So, when we were still well, it was just like about, I want to say this was a month or maybe 2 months after September 11th. I was walking around here and I saw this place was just opening up. So I got myself a slice of pizza, and they had no change in the cash register to give me, and he owed me $1. So he gave me $1 coin, and I still have that $1 coin to this day. And I'm happy to see the pizza place is still there. Yeah, or I've seen pictures from Dino's or the Alliance. Probably Jim's pictures. Just saying. I got the best friends. And then Leo lives next block down. We're not on Albany. One more block down. He's one more block down. Yeah, it's a great memory. I'm loving this cooler weather, but I want one more hot day. I want to go swimming. Thursday looks like I could possibly go swimming. But yeah, Tracy, I was down here. I forgot the reason I was down here. I think I was down here taking pictures.
It was 1 year.
Like I wasn't coming from work or anything like that. But I was looking for something to like eat. I was hungry. And I think I was down here for a bunch of hours, and the pizza place was literally just opening up. And I know it's been hot out there in California, but now at least the smoke is blocking the sun, so hopefully it's a little bit more tolerable. All right, so we are on, is this the street right here? It's the one next down. But not Rector. It's not Rector. It's this one right here. So this is the building Leo lives in. Or maybe still lives in. I don't know if he still lives in there. But this one right here. Top floor. But now let me make sure. Yeah, this is this that weird name street? No, this is Rector. Oh, this is where Rector splits. Yeah, that's the building he's in. That's the building he's in. That's the building. That tall one along the waterfront right there. Because the entrance to that building is on the next street down. And you see how we're just one block in from West, and it's really peaceful and quiet out here, and the sidewalks are wide, and I would totally live in this neighborhood. So if anyone wants to super chat me an apartment down here, please feel free. Yeah, this is the street. Thams Street. No, he's on the one on Thams. The entrance is on Thams Street. West Thams Street. His building is on. And it's the first one at the waterfront. It might be 225 Rector though, but I'm pretty sure the entrance is on Thams. Oh, we got a map here. I could show you our progress here. As everyone comes in with their city bikes. Actually, that's not a good map to show you. That just shows you the city bike. You all right? Don't you like the wide sidewalks here? When they designed this neighborhood, at first they were going to go with the grid plan, but what they decided to do was to only do the cross streets lined up with the grid plan, and then over here they deviate from the grid plan to make the street just a little bit more quieter and wider and airier. Yeah, that's true. It's true, Jim. It's a bit sterile, but I just like being so close to the water. Like the waterfront access down here is pretty cool. But now it's time to talk about 2012. Yeah, no, it looked a lot closer than he was actually. The scooter looked a lot closer than he was actually. We had some space between us. But here is the South Cove of Battery Park City. And in 2012, there was a reporter for Channel 11. Her name was Monica Morales. Her transmission van, her news van was right here. And she was reporting from right here where this little wall and where this garbage can is. And she was here for the first parts of the storm, and she was here when she saw the water come all the way up. So she saw the water come all the way up from there, then it was down here for a while, And then eventually it would swamp this entire area. Now, as I mentioned earlier, all the buildings down here had to have backup systems for power and water and communications and whatnot. The van, even though it was surrounded by water, they couldn't drive the van out because the van was literally everywhere around it. The water was too deep, so the van would have gotten waterlogged. But they were able to still broadcast from here. So that's what Monica did. Monica spent 3 days at this very spot. And what happened was there were people in the apartment buildings around here watching her, and they offered her and her crew food, a bed to take a nap, or a couch to take a nap in, and bathroom facilities. Yep, talking about Hurricane Sandy. And at the end of the 3 days, when she did her final report, she said that New Yorkers are the best people in the world. And she was so happy. As the sun, we could barely see the sun. Very hazy sunset right now. Very hazy sunset. Look at that sunset. Wow. That is spooky. There's the Central Rail factory there. I mean, the got a couple of really cool buildings there. We have the station, the terminal, the Central Rail or Eastern Rail terminal. And then behind it, you see another building with a dome attached to it. And that's the Liberty Science Center. Yeah, very nice folks around here. Good to see you, Stuart. Right, looks like California, right? Yeah. We're lit. I can't believe we're losing that sun right now. That's insane. That's insane. Holy cow. That's craziness. Well, there goes our sun. There goes our sun for the day. Let's continue on. Yeah, it's about to happen, right? Yeah. That's your sunset right now. That little hazy bowl in the sky. Looks like my most romantic perch might be available here. Let me see if I could take you guys up to my perch here. So the pylons are here for ships. Some boats do dock here and they park here, but those pylons are meant to protect. And then as you see, as we come back here, you see, I love this little spot right here. All these little trees, and technically the bike lane is right over here. And you see how great these apartment buildings are? Really quiet back here. Really, really quiet. But then let's see if we can go up to my perch. Let's see if we can go up to my perch here. I call this one of the most romantic spots in all of New York City. Because if you get it by yourself, you have quite a bit of privacy up there with an amazing view. Yeah, look at it, nobody's up there. Let's go up there. Yeah, do you see everyone? Yeah, sometime, Josh, when everything gets old and back to normal, come on down. Oh, we have one person up there. So as you see, up there, there's one lonely bench up there. Take your lover up there and watch the sunset. I highly recommend it. Yeah, very quiet back here. Very, very quiet back here. And those fires are something else. And it will not get cooler. It will not get cooler. And, you know, most of the land that's burning is federal land. So this is the Jewish Heritage Museum. And then behind me, across the street, is a skyscraper museum. And that's the live stream that we actually got to see Casey Neistat running in. They were acting weird with me live streaming in there. And yeah, it's a proposal spot. I mean, it's really cool. And it's only one bench up there that could hold 2 people. So it's quite nice. Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island coming into the view. Barely see the sun. Let's see the sun for its final few moments here. Damn, you could barely see it. That's insane. Look at that. You could barely see it. That is crazy. That is crazy. Staten Island Ferry off in the distance. And then let's, oh, there goes the gimbal again. What is up with this area and Bluetooth signals? There we go. Lived in Brooklyn in the late 80s. Never took advantage of New York. Moved within 6 months for work. Oh, gotta come back, Blondie. Welcome back, cowgirl. Welcome. Yeah, they updated the zoom on the Prism Live app. I know for a time the zoom was restricted for some reason, but now it's like it zooms in all the way, which is nice. Especially when you have a gimbal that wants to connect to everything, it seems like, around this area. So now as we make our way around here, the last little vestiges of Hudson River Park are now right about here. Yeah, the river's moving. Like I said, New York City has a similar tidal swing to the Bay of Fundy. Not as much, but similar. And depending on the position of the moon and everything, and the timing of the year, the high and low tide could vary from 8 to 16 feet. But have I ever gone to Harlem? You know, been to Harlem here on YouTube. I think I might have to do that. One thing I want to do is I want to walk crosstown on all the major streets. So like 14th Street, Houston Street, 23rd Street, 42nd Street, and 125th Street. Why not? So that might be something for the future, that we go up to the Bronx. I also want to do the most dangerous neighborhood in New York City, called The Hole. Action Kid did a video. Oh, look, they're doing yoga. I got to give Action Kid props, because Action Kid has been to some really sketchy neighborhoods making videos. So, just finished cooking fried chicken and Brussels sprouts. Enjoy dinner. Taco Tuesday for you. I actually might get a burrito on the way home. I'm feeling a burrito today. That's beautiful out here, though. The Hole, yes. The Hole is a very sketchy neighborhood where it's below grade, so it always floods. There's no sewers there, and it's the area where John Gotti used to dump the dead bodies. And it's extremely sketchy. It's extremely dangerous, because you're like in the intersection of like the worst neighborhoods in the whole city. You're in between Linden and East New York and Brownsville. It's really sketchy over there. Like the subway ride getting down there would be dangerous, but I just want to say I did it, It's very dangerous. It's legit one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the city. Thank you so much, Blondie. Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow I might actually go up to not so much of a sketchy neighborhood, but a rundown neighborhood called Willets Point. I want to walk around Willets Point and Flushing Meadows in the near future, if not maybe tomorrow. I'm trying to think of places to go. Like, we've been live streaming every day now. This is day number 5. We have made a live stream here, so I want to do a live stream every day for I got to get my subscriber number up, for God's sake. Want to visit Cat's Deli when you're up here? Absolutely, come on out. The day my world imploded, I went to Cat's, and some of you remember that. We went to that art gallery to go see the great Danielle Mastrian's work. Wear my Warrior shirt, put glass bottles in my hand. Yeah, I'll be fine. You enjoy asking dumb questions. No questions are dumb. Robinson Lopez, have a great night out there in Brazil. Boa noite, Brazil. No. So this is This is Robert Wagner Park, and not Robert Wagner, the actor Robert Wagner, the governor of New York State at one point. This is this nice little garden right here that usually none of the tourists find. So it's like, this is the spot where locals kind of hang out and maybe smoke a joint or something like that. There's always people back here smoking weed. Not today though. You remember that cat stream? Yeah. My whole world was collapsing that day. It sucked. Watch the video of the hole last night. It's just that, a hole, exactly. Abandoned vehicles, and it's sketchy, man. It's sketchy. So now we're gonna enter Battery Park. Trying to, how about High Bridge? Yes! High Bridge will be an awesome live stream. So walk across the High Bridge might be a lot of fun. And I know that's not as sketchy. The Bronx side of the bridge is sketchy, but not the Manhattan side. That day sucked. I'm never gonna forget that day at all, because it was such a wide range of emotions happening for me that day. Because I was meeting up with Frank, our good friend Frank from France, and he was out here with his friend, and we walked the High Line. We did the vessel that day. And then as we were walking through the village looking at street art, my phone blew up, and it was every other minute. It was, this one's canceled, and this one said don't come in, and this one just lost all his work until July, and it was one thing after another. I definitely cried a few times that day. But here we are, Battery Park City, or Battery Park now, and back over there is Castle Clinton. Castle Clinton, built for the War of 1812, never used in battle, but that's where you pick up your tickets for the Statue of Liberty. And what we're going to do now is, I want to get around the crazy barricades here and enter the park. So one of my favorite stories of New York. Now this is why my channel is an adult channel, because the next story I'm about to tell is a very adult story. So back in the late 1990s, I want to say 1997 or 1998, there was a Jewish rabbi who would on a regular basis fly between New York and Israel. And what he was doing, he was trafficking ecstasy. And he had a very expensive office in this building right here. And in his office, they found something like $3 million worth of ecstasy and another couple of $1 million in cash. And it all happened in that building right there. You inspired you to have your first pastrami sandwich. Nice. Well, you know what? Pastrami is pastrami wherever you get it, Tracy. But one day you come out here to New York and we'll have a proper pastrami and an egg cream. Trying to find me on Google Map. Or am I near Oasis Park? No, I'm not. No. I just walked through Robert Wagner Park, which is down over here. Let me give you an idea where we're at. So, Robert Wagner Park. Back over there, the Jewish Heritage Museum, or the Holocaust Jewish Memorial Museum. This is West Street right here. I'm right now on Battery Place, where this becomes State Street. There's a ventilation shaft for the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway used in the movie Men in Black. And then if we keep on going down this way over here, that's gonna be Bowling Green, where the old fences and the old Charging Bull statue. We'll go say hello to Charging Bull in a moment here, but let's first say hello to the guy who was impatient to come into New York Harbor. Here is Giovanni di Verrazzano. In 1575, Giovanni di Verrazzano comes into the Narrows. He thinks New York Harbor is a lake, turns around and goes back to the old world. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Oasis Park, but there's little nooks and crannies in these parks that may have names. I think we just walked through the Labyrinth, where that little garden was. But some of them have little names here and there. Well, let me show you the ventilation shaft. if you're a fan of Men in Black 2, or I think it's Men in Black 2, you may notice. Sounds like a famous bridge, right? Yeah. The Verrazano Bridge, which we finally have the correct spelling for after all these decades. Yeah, no, we're gonna go to Bowling Green. We're gonna go to Bowling Green. But there's like barely anyone in Battery Park. It's really peaceful out here. But now here we go. I could cross out through here. Okay, Men in Black 1 and 3. Whoops. I skipped over the wrong one. Okay. So this was using Men in Black 1 and 3. I would go with Jim because Jim is like, he knows his stuff. Oh, this is a dead end for the bike lane here. Oh, okay. How many steps? I don't know yet. I'll find out when I hop on the train. I'm going for 10,000, at least. I've been walking now for 90 minutes. Let's come out over here. So back over there, this is the Customs House, designed by Cass Gilbert, same architect who did the Flatiron Building on 23rd Street. Today, that is the Museum of Native American, run by the Smithsonian. Highly recommend that museum because it's free, and not that many people know that it's free, and it's an awesome museum. Yes, they're having a virtual Thanksgiving parade this year, which I don't know what that's going to exactly entail, but it's virtual this year, just like all the parades and big events here in New York. It's a virtual parade, just like our Tail-a-thon in Coney Island this year. But here is the ventilation shaft to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. So this is where we hide all of our aliens from all around the universe. We bring them to this building right here. And they're in there somewhere. No, that's the other Customs House, Tracy. But you are correct. There is another Customs House. So not this building, but the building up on Wall and Broad Street. That's Federal Hall. But for a time, that was the U.S. Customs House. And when it was a Customs House, all the merchant mariners would have to come through that building to sign documents and whatnot. And there's literally a groove in the marble from where they used to line up. And I really miss going inside Federal Hall. I'm really missing Federal Hall. Like, we've had so many fun live streams where we just like walked through there, and something tells me that we may lose that. Wow, there's nobody out here. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to stand right here in the middle of the street, and let's take in. This is the very beginning of Broadway right here. Let's take in Broadway at Battery Place. And then right here, this flagpole signifies where they made the actual deal to buy Manhattan Island, when Peter Minuit bought the island of Manhattan from the Lenape Indians. And this flagpole here commemorates that. That's right, Tracy. That's why y'all watch. Yeah, this museum here is so underrated. Like, not a lot of people come out here to this museum, and it's a shame because it's seriously one of like the best museums. Now, remember, we tried to live stream in there. We couldn't get a good signal in there because of the architecture of the building. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the street, but I'm on a corner here. I'm on a raised corner right here, so it looks a lot more dangerous than it actually is. So you don't have to worry about me. And then all the lights here, I got to worry about the bikes more than anything. But all the intersections here, all the lights change at the same time. So I can now do a little zigzag. All right, let's go say hello to all of our favorite statues. And I'll start making my way up. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll end inside the Oculus. How about that? I will be safe. Thank you so much, Josh. Yeah, that's where he bought that's the approximate location of where he bought the island. But here is our fence. Here is our Bowling Green fence. Built in the 1770s to keep it safe. To keep a statue that was in the park safe, a statue of King George III. 1771, this fence here is erected. And in 1776, they come in, they storm the park. The statue of King George was right there where that fountain is today. And they ripped it down, they melted it down into musket balls. And on this fence here, on the main post here, we have these little, you can see it's cut off. It's not smooth. This is where the emblem of the Queen was. So if you had like these emblems here with the Queen, and they cut those off, and they melted those down into musket balls too to fight against the British. Kind of amazing. But it's amazing. See how each one is different. Each one is unique. Each one is unique. And as we come around Bowling Green here, and Bowling Green is the first public park here in New York City. But coming up, where Broadway splits away from Whitehall Street, is our lovely Charging Bull statue. The Charging Bull statue, created by artist Arturo DeModica, and it's a gift to the city of New York. And a couple of days before Christmas break, the workers at the New York Stock Exchange came to work and saw this massive statue in front of the stock exchange. Nobody knew where it came from. Nobody knew who planted it there. But they eventually, NYPD moves it over to a tow yard where it almost gets melted down for scrap metal. But then luckily, the workers of the stock exchange pool the money together to have it placed where it is here today at the head of Broadway. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Josh. Josh, the museum is free. The Museum of Native American is absolutely free to visit. It's a suggested donation museum. As we look straight up Broadway, there's this Evacuation Day Plaza here. And yeah, I'm glad they saved Morris too. Most people call it Morrisable because we're near Morris Street here. Morris and Broadway. Hey, look at this, like nobody here. I gotta be careful. We got all these fences here. And brews. You can more than welcome, Josh. Actually, I did a live stream from that museum already, and unfortunately, we couldn't get a good signal in there. I am a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much. Here's Morris. Hey, Morris. Let me grab Morris by the horns really quick while the other guests here touch his balls. Remember, you want to grab the horn by the bulls. Want to grab the bull by the horns. And see, he's hollow like chocolate. He's hollow like a chocolate bunny. You can check out the replay though, Josh. We went to go see a really cool art exhibit in there. They had like these neon teepees in there. And we tried to live stream them, but the signal was just terrible in there. Absolutely, Tracy. This is where they held the flag. I'm not sure what you're referring to, the flag raising ceremony. This is where we have our ticker tape parades. And as we make our way up Broadway, we could see different notables. Around what month? I want to say about a year ago. We went to the Museum of Native American. I want to say like this time a year ago. 8 minutes after sunset. Beautiful. I'm gonna hit my 2 hours. It looks like this is good. I want to be on for 2 hours today. Let's go say hello to Fearless Girl and my lovely new bike lane. I know I got some pictures of those neon teepees, but the signal in there, for some reason, the signal was trash in there. And the people who actually worked at the museum were really accommodating. They were really, really nice to me. They didn't mind me at all. live streaming in there. They knew exactly what I was doing. Didn't care. October 27th, 1945, President Harry Truman makes his way up the Canyon of Heroes. March 15th, 1946, Winston Churchill makes his way up. I love this. And you come up here, and it is in chronological order. So this goes all the way up to where City Hall is. All right, is this Exchange Place? Yes, it is. We're gonna hang the left here. Gonna hang the right here on Exchange Place. I would say that happened probably down by the United Nations, an Independence Flag Day raising there. That would probably happen down there, or up there. It is north. We are in the canyons, officially in the canyons of downtown. Let's go say hello to Fearless Girl, because now she is over here facing off against the stock exchange. Fearless Girl was supposed to be a temporary art installation. She was originally in front of the bull. Arturo DeMonica did not like the fact that a little girl was facing off against his bull. You should visit Grounds for Sculpture in Princeton, New Jersey. If I could figure out how to get up there, I will. That sounds good. You can see a lot of New York in just 2 hours or less. You just have to know where to walk. And whatever they're cooking, I don't know what they're cooking in there. It smells really good. Okay, we're on Broad Street now. And this is where the good smell is coming from. They're outdoor dining right there. And now we're gonna come in. New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, exactly, gotta know. Here we are at Stock Exchange. Let's go say hello to Fearless Girl. And look at that. There is people around Fearless Girl right now. Unbelievable. Here I am thinking it's gonna be completely empty and dead. And there are people hanging out with Fearless Girl. Uh-oh. There's a new stock. A new stock is now trading called Snowflake. Mobilizing the world's data, and no doubt being probably one of the most ironic names for a new member of the stock exchange during this year of pandemic 2020. Snowflake is almost a derogatory term lately. People are taking pictures with Fearless Girl here, so try to stay out of the way here. Hello. How would you say? Somebody has to give you a mask. So eventually the bull will come down here. Eventually the bull will be here. And the bull's going to be further up the street up there. And they're going to make this a permanent temporary plaza here. Is that how you know he's a downtown dog? He has a lit up. Say hello to everyone. See, look at that. Nice. This is downtown. Yeah, she's on your list. Yeah, when you come visit New York, we'll come say hello to Fearless Girl. I'll see you later. Now remember, on her first birthday, we sang her a happy birthday, and the artist Kirsten Visbal was there, and we actually got to talk to her for a little bit. So there's a statue of George Washington. This is Federal Hall. So this is the building where we have the indented marble. And then let's make our way over. Let's make our way over to Double Check. Let's go see. I know, right? It's like a biking collar, right? Only in Lower Manhattan where you'll have dogs with lit up collars like that. But there's nobody down here though. This is very reminiscent of what it was like in the 90s, like on a weekend in the 90s. You know, just be so empty, and I remember dreading having to work down here on the weekend because I'll be like, when am I going to eat for lunch? There's like no options down here. Back in those days anyway. There was literally one diner and one pizza place I could hit up. Yeah, wasn't that cool that the artist was there? She got a kick out of that. She legit got a kick out of that. So I got everyone out of the way and everything. I didn't care. I was like, she only celebrates her first birthday once. That guy did not even stop. Yeah, very few people working down here. Oh yeah, exactly. She's right there next to Federal Hall, or across the street from Federal Hall. Here's our Equitable Building, the largest commercial building in the world when it was completed in the 19-teens. Let me get the correct year. I always forget the year of the damn Equitable Building. I'm going to say 1915. Is it 1915? Look at that. I was correct. 1915 to 1913 to 1915. The Equitable Building. And because of this building, and you see how there's no sunlight, so they created the modern day setback rule. And this is why the Empire State Building looks like the way it does, is because of the Equitable Building. So when they built the Equitable Building, there was a almost equal sized building across the street on this side here, and we're on Cedar Street right here, and Cedar Street got sunlight for about 30 minutes a day after the Equitable Building was completed. You know, I don't know what's the name of the video there, Josh. That is one thing I do not know. It might be named after the art piece that we were trying to look at, but I am unsure of the video name, unfortunately. So now we're on the other side of the World Trade Center. Number 4 World Trade Center is peeking in right there. And this is 1 Liberty Plaza. And then this ugly thing, this is the Helmsley Building. And then across the street, where that big red sculpture is, that's Zuccotti Park. That's where we had our Occupy Wall Street all those years ago. Everyone's walking their dog right now. Yeah, it might be buried in there, Josh. It might be one of those videos that's just like buried in my thing. I'll look for it. I'll look for it when I get home. Trinity Church, right down over there, was the tallest building in the city when it was completed. That version, and I want to say the 1790s. And then right here where this sculpture is, one of my favorite all-time stories, the chock full of nuts guy who refused to move out of his property when they were building this thing here. And in order to build this thing this big, they had to clear out this lot here of any kind of structures and create a privately owned public space, or a POPS. But the owner of the chock full of nuts never sold. He stayed in there for as long as he could. And in the 1960s, and this is a lot of money in the 1960s. In the 1960s, he sold his property for $44 million. He held out, and he got quite the windfall. But now let's say hello to our friend Double Check. Looks like somebody's having lunch over there. Once again, it looks like. Let's see if he found his pen. They took his mask off, though. He's not wearing his mask, and somebody took his Florida Marlins hat. But he's still looking for that pencil. Hey, buddy. Find that pencil yet? Find that pencil yet? All right, somebody on the phone there. Don't want to disturb them. Yes, this is Lower Manhattan. This is Lower Manhattan. So now we're gonna come to our final spot. We're gonna head on up. Actually, we'll say hello. You know what? Let's say hello. Since we're here and there's probably nobody in the plaza, we'll quickly say hello to Survivor Tree. We'll swing around Survivor Tree and then we'll make our way over into the Oculus to take the train home. There's probably nobody out there in the Memorial Plaza tonight because there's very few people out here. All the people seem to be down by the waterfront. So Italy is opened up. There are portions of Italy that are opened up where you could dine outside, which is very exciting. I had a friend post on Instagram that he ate there with his wife the other night, and I was like, where were they? And they were on one of the. There's a right there. There's a deck up there. They were eating out right up there. Yes, the Oculus is the transit center. Correct. Yes, the Oculus is one side of the new transit center that was completed after September 11, 2001. You know, if anything good came out of September 11th, was that we linked up all of our different subway lines and PATH train to the subway, to the whole subway system here. So, but yes, so from what I've heard, it's a really nice spot to eat. And of course, they limit the capacity and everything, so it's kind of empty, and you're up there high up, so it must be really nice. But now over here, number 4 World Trade Center. When I walk down this street in particular, right here, so you see we're right by the fire station, there was a Sam Goody right about here. And every time I walk down this street, I remember the Sam Goody. Every time I walk down this street, I remember the Sam Goody. I got the battery on the gimbal. Needs to be plugged in. So let me get the gimbal battery here so we could continue on. Let me find a little spot where I can put my bag down. And Goody's got it. That little corner will always be a Sam Goody to me. It will always be a Sam Goody. This is Liberty Park, and that is the Greek Orthodox Church designed by Santiago Calatrava. Finally, back under construction again. Yes, twilight in New York. Twilight in New York. Why does it seem so inviting? And now we're right underneath One World. We are officially here at the World Trade Center now. Now forgive the camera work as I... Yes, there was a hotel inside the old World Trade Center, but I don't think the hotel was replaced. There is a new hotel, a new W hotel down here, but the hotel at the World Trade Center, which is between the two Twin Towers, that was not replaced. There's a few, if you could call them grocery stores around here, but not too many. There's more in Battery Park City. Battery Park City, we actually walked past a Christie's. That's a grocery store or supermarket. But then they have a weird rich people supermarket down here about a block from the stock exchange called Zaytuna. And Zaytuna is a place where you could find all your regular kind of grocery items and at a much higher and expensive price. I would honestly say that most people around here probably call Fresh Direct. All right. We got our gimbal battery plugged in. We are now good to continue on. You know, there were so many people by this memorial plaque over here when we were down here on September 11th. Let's see it now with nobody down here. They're a pretty big cherry picker. They got to build that. They got to build that. They got to build that church. They got to build that church back. This is kind of amazing. There's nobody, basically nobody here. So you really, really take this in. So this depicts, of course, the day of September 11th, with all the firemen working on the pile. Kind of plays out the whole day here. The Twin Towers burning, collapsing. Very powerful memorial. And then right over here is a map of the World Trade Center. Let me show you how this whole place plays out here. Oh, this building was designed by, oh wow. This building over here was designed by Raphael Vinroy. Can never pronounce his last name correctly, but that's the same architect who did 432 Park Avenue. He designed this tall one right there. I know, it looks like a hotel. Probably a hotel. I know they're building lots of hotels down here. Now on this site here, this used to be where the Deutsche Bank building used to be. Eventually this will be the future home of number 5 World Trade Center. But to give you an idea, so these were the Twin Towers. Your memorial pools today. We're right about there. If they build number 5, it will go right here. And this is an old design, so if they do build number 5, it's probably not going to look like that. But as you see here, you got the Performing Arts Center, number 1 World Trade Center, number 7, number 3, number 4, the Oculus we're about to walk into, and number 2 is where all that street art is. And we're going to see that in a moment here as once again the gimbal is picking up some kind of Bluetooth signal, and the gimbal is flipping out on me right now. Okay, got better. Got instantly better once I moved away from that spot right there. All right, let's walk through Memorial Plaza. We'll do a loop through Memorial Plaza, and then we'll, if it's open anyway, it might not be open, and then we'll make our way into the Oculus. Right now, due to COVID, there is only one way in, one way out of Memorial Plaza. They do limit the amount of people that enter Memorial Plaza now, so it doesn't get too crowded in there. Even though I have to say, on September 11th, there was quite a lot of people in there. Yeah, I think it's closed. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's closed. Yes, it's closed. Looks like Memorial Plaza is closed for the evening. And can't even see Survivor Tree, not even lit up. Oh, you're more than welcome, Osvaldo. Yeah, if you want, check out my live stream I did on September 11th. We did a nice long walk, checking out the tribute and light from many different angles. Start out in Brooklyn, walk over the Brooklyn Bridge, we walk down Broadway, and then we make our way back up to here, to Memorial Plaza. And we see Survivor Tree, which is way over there. Survivor Tree was all lit up in blue, and the pictures that came out of that were amazing, by the way. Jim took some amazing pictures of that. And Memorial Plaza is closed. So I guess all we gotta do now, we hit our 2-hour mark, so that's good. Time to hop on the train. Because while we never forget, always remember, never forget, one way we move on with our lives is taking the subway. So let's hop on the subway, and I think I'm gonna get a burrito when I get home. I think that is on call for today, is a burrito. And should I drink torpedoes or White Claws? I don't know which one I want to drink tonight. I don't know how drunk I want to get tonight. Bayview, thank you so much for the $4.99. You're more than welcome for the tour. Thanks for buying me a couple of beers. Much appreciated. This out of work tour guide is much appreciated for every single penny you guys give me. So thank you so much. The World Trade Center Performing Arts Center right here. It's going to be a massive cube that looks like it floats, and it's going to change color. The building's going to have movable acoustical walls to basically create many different types of performance spaces, dynamic performance spaces, whether they be film, music, live performance. Kind of amazing. And one of my more favorite structures that is coming here to the World Trade Center. And then this is the North Tower over there. And as we turn around, here is our Oculus. Here is our Oculus. We're going to walk around the Oculus right now because they do not like you live streaming in there, even though I have been told by many sources that I am allowed to live stream in there. Evidently having a gimbal equals having professional equipment. Even though I'm using my telephone to give you this broadcast. See all this street art right here? This is going to be the base for number 2 World Trade Center, where I've gone back to the original Norman Foster designed number 2 World Trade Center, which features a diamond at the top of the building, and the diamond kind of signifies the gap between the 2 twin towers when they were standing. So it's kind of like a landmark to kind of focus your eye in on where the twin towers once stood. You're more than welcome, Blondie. It's always fun. And then we have St. Paul's Chapel right back over there. St. Paul's Chapel, one of the oldest continuously used buildings here in New York City. And that's the new St. Paul's Chapel. It was built in the 1790s. In 1776, the original St. Paul's Chapel burned down in the Great Fire of 1776. And then City Hall is right back over there. And we're just one block down from Broadway. But the street we're on right here, this is Church Street. And then there's the old Century 21, soon to be closing Century 21. Evidently, all the Century 21s have been very, very busy lately. And the one in Bay Ridge, the original one in Bay Ridge, had a line going around the block for it. And this Century had also a line going around the block for it. Hey, don't you love those little cross streets and places and little nooks and crannies? That's what makes this place so great. All right, let's go into the subway. Time to go home. Time to go home and eat a burrito, drink beer. Let's show you this beautiful building though. This is the Oculus, designed by Santiago Calatrava. It's meant to reference the spreading wings of a dove. And I am going to be the 60% of people who actually use this as a subway station, because 40% of all people who come here just come here to take pictures. And then you go down there, there's your pass train entrance. Look at this great structure here. Let's see if we can get the sweet spot here picture. Let's get the sweet spot picture here. See, they're about to crowd around me. Look at that. All those people were about to crowd around me and be annoying. Let's go into the ground level here, and let me show you this. If you ever come out here and want to take that perfectly symmetrical shot, I'm going to show you where to go right now. Now this space here does close at, I want to say 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And it did cost $4 billion to make, but that $4 billion price tag is a bit of a misnomer, because this entire construction site flooded during Hurricane Sandy. And it set back the construction of the Oculus some 18 months. So please keep that in mind, that $4 billion price tag is partly due to Hurricane Sandy. I have heard a few times that it was a waste of money to build it. but let's see. Can I go down there? No. Okay, we'll go down the stairs. And let me show you the sweet spot. They got lots of social distancing markers all around the floor here. And these stairs are still pretty clean. So here we are, folks. If you ever come here and you want to get that perfect picture, this is what you're gonna do. Oh wow, they got like queuing starts all the way back over here. This is like, I feel like I'm in Disney. So look on the floor here and you'll see circles. And you go to the middle ones right here. This middle circle and then this little box thing right here. This is an electrical box. If you stand in the box, ready guys? Here we go. The perfectly symmetrical shot of the Oculus. And during the daytime, you can see number 1 World Trade Center peeking in. But there you have it. Pretty cool, huh? You know what? I'll show you guys one more thing. I'll show you the last piece of the original World Trade Center within this subway station. Or within this transit. It's really a transit hub. This links up your PATH trains with your AC 4523 JZ and R and W trains. I'll be taking the R train today. I love the smooth marble, the smooth Italian marble. This is what costs a lot of money. This is not cheap to mill. That's where all the money came. That white marble is not cheap to mill. Believe me when I say that. Actually, there are recordings everywhere saying keep your social distance and everything. They really are maintaining the social distance thing a lot. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up these steps right here and we're gonna walk through the old entrance to the subway. So this was the E-train station. The subway stations and the subway tracks have never changed their positions. So they're still in the exact same spot as they were before September 11th. But this little spot of the building, this is from 1973. Here it is, folks. As you see, the floor changes color. And this is the entranceway here. This is the original World Trade Center entranceway. Kind of amazing. See, this signage was there. That's original. These doors are very original. In fact, one door still has the markings from when they searched this area on the 13th. Oh, and they fixed it good. They fixed the sign. The markings on this door were made by a search and rescue team in the immediate aftermath of September 11th. On September 13th, 2001, the X represents that the area was dangerous at the time. This station was badly damaged, but the one that was destroyed was the number 1 station. That had to be completely rebuilt. But this survived to the point where, like this artwork right here, this artwork dates back to the 1990s. I remember when this was new. So this station here pretty much stayed the same. But what we're gonna do is, this fence was not here back in the day. This was a wall that brought you into the World Trade Center. But what they did was they created a corridor between the E train station and where I'm gonna go next, the R train station. So this connection that I'm about to make did not exist before September 11th. Let me get that Metro card out. This is the new Omni system. You could use your phone today to tap in, but I can't tap with this card. It's too old. Eventually there will be a Omni card that you could tap into the subway with. You're more than welcome, Tracy. It was a lot of fun. I got my 10,000 steps in. That's all that really matters, and entertain you guys. Pretty cool, right, Blondie? History, baby, history. I live off of history. You're more than welcome, Chris. It's a lot of fun giving this to you. Don't know. I'm gonna do another one tomorrow. I just don't know where just yet. I'm thinking of Flushing Meadows in Queens. I haven't been up there in a hot minute. So I might head on up there and we might see the Unisphere tomorrow. And LaGuardia Airport. All right. You have 6 minutes. You have 6 minutes to ask me random questions. If you have any questions, you have 6 minutes from right now to ask me questions. 6 minutes till my train. But that sunset was really creepy looking sunset with the haze and everything in the sky. I always loved this little mosaic right here. This mosaic here was placed here when they redid the station after September 11th. I think this references money. Good to see you, Deborah. Welcome. It's always good to have you back, Deborah. Here's something that predates everything. The old Hudson Tube sign. Yeah, we were here just 4 days ago. We were out here at the World Trade Center. I will have a safe travel there, Blondie. Thank you so much. I only have one train here, so I basically just, once I get on the train, I sit on the train and I relax and I listen to my podcast, and it's an easy train ride for me. And thank you for all the super chats, everybody. Really appreciate it. It's a sign of respect. So what's the Hudson Tubes? The Hudson Tubes is today what is called the PATH train. But back in the day, they called it the Hudson Tubes. Hello, Delta. Good to see you. You missed it, but you're here again. It's all good. You can always watch the replay because that's what replay is for. That's what replay is for. I got to see this exhibit in the normal times right before the pandemic. I got to see this exhibit here. This was amazing. I tried to live stream that, but they were really hardcore about not letting anybody live stream in there. You could barely take pictures in there, nonetheless live stream in there. This is the entrance to number 4 World Trade Center in Italy. Yeah, this is a fun stream today. It was a fun, very casual stream today. Hudson Tubes sounds like a Coney Island ride, right? Yeah. The Hudson Tubes. The PATH train, Port Authority Trans Hudson Railway. I could stream inside of the transportation building, but you know what it is, Tracy? The security guards don't know the rules about filming in there. So the rule about filming inside of the Oculus is that you're not permitted to film anything commercial in there. So if you have any kind of professional equipment, they will very quickly kick you out of the building. Now, what I'm doing is kind of a weird gray area because it's not professional, but I am doing this to make money, or to get, I could receive money in doing this. So it's ridiculous. Good to see you, Griff. Unfortunately, we're just finishing up our walk here. It's very lonely here. It's very lonely. But I'll try it again, Tracy. I'm gonna try to live stream in there soon. You felt like a New Yorker after today's tour? You're more than welcome. Oh yeah. The Museum of Transit. Yeah, the Museum of Transportation, they don't have data down there. We tried to live stream down there and their data didn't work. Been prepping for dinner for your grandparents, 91 years old, God bless. This is not my train. How many stops do I have? I think I have 18 stops because I'll be taking the local, going all the way back to the last stop. But it only takes about 35 minutes, so not very long at all. This is not my train. Not my train. Yeah, the Transit Museum, there was no signal in there, which was a bit annoying. Because they said they had Wi-Fi that they wanted to that they could let me on, but it just didn't work. But that is a pre-recorded, that is a taped live stream, if you will, a video. There is like literally 3 people on this whole train, and I'm not counting the conductor. 5 people now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There was 11 people on that whole train. Well, in Philadelphia, you go 10 stops and you're at the end of the line. Yeah, it's a big system. Yeah, there's a replay of the Transit Museum. We did go to the Transit Museum, and I did do a video in there, so you can check that out. And it's on my channel. Yes. You remember the Transit Museum? It was okay. I would have liked it to be a live stream though, but you know, Transit Museum is pretty cool. And you remember, that's right. Me and Griff went to the Transit Museum. That's right. Last year, we went to the Transit Museum. That unfortunately is closed due to the COVID. You're more than welcome, Blondie. Most likely tomorrow we're gonna do another live stream. I'm gonna try to do a live stream every day. Have I been to the abandoned station? Yes, I have. Yes, I have quite a few times. I did in the early Periscope days. I did try to do a live stream from the tour they give you of the old station, but because it's underground and it's an old station, there's no cell phone service underneath there. But if I ever get back there, I'll definitely do a video. Yeah, you can look. Yeah, check it out. Look for the video. It's somewhere up there. But here's my ride. Here's my ride. Thank you so much for hanging out with me these last 2 hours and 18 minutes. Always a pleasure showing you guys the beautifulness that is New York City. Always fun doing these walks. All right, guys. Governor's Island is open, and we're going to be going there really soon. Probably in a week or 2. All right. Have a great New York day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones. Oh. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish the moments. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. This is a sad advertisement right here. Look at all these concerts that had to get all these concerts got canceled. Wow, this is scary. Oh, that's so sad. Wow. All those Forest Hill Stadium is the original stadium where they used to host the U.S. Open. Wow. This year sucks, man. All right, guys. We'll do it again. Have a great New York day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish your moments. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are. I'll see you guys soon, folks. Bye-bye.